Wait, wait. We're just assuming this table is reserved for us.
I saw your postcard. No one else can run that, so.
So we felt, which is why we did be on the outside, all of you that come early.
Reserved for food. then.
No, these are for, you know what, I thought about that.
You have that many recruits coming?
Yeah.
You know it.
That'd be a record.
Now, we don't have one. End up saying, well,
Do you want me to go greet them?
No.
I'll just send them to 1460.
no. Awesome panel today, so you can take care of super excited for our panel. One of them needs to still me everyone. Yeah, okay. Okay. We guys, I gotta be honest with you. I did. Then I'm like so psyched, if anybody has not listened to this since yesterday. Like play it and like. Innovation.
The best way to approach coming disaster is to lean into it and run through it.
Because that way they just get through the other side faster.
That's right. In a recession, don't have a recession mindset.
You can go really negative really fast.
Change is inevitable. Participation is optional.
And that's actually where all the opportunity is too.
That's right. Charge the storm.
I love Gary.
I just thank you. Be honest with you, normally I'm kind of like, well, over maybe a little bit. But I listened to the podcast this morning that came out yesterday.
I've been getting paid $1,000 a month, if not more, just from this.
I need to get paid.
You guys, this podcast is so awesome that we are doing book clubs around the podcast. We're gonna do pod club instead. And this is kind of our pod club right here. That's why it's, kind of get the idea of what a pod club is gonna be. You have to, if you've never listened to any of the Think Like a CEO, if you've only listened to a couple of them, make sure that today, at some point, you go and you listen to the first one in season 6, which came out yesterday. It is amazing. It is perfect. It is purposeful. It is Gary and Jay, which is such an always an amazing combination. But I'm just going to quickly run through a couple of things that you're going to hear in it that just literally got me so jazzed up about. Just perfect timing for discussion with mindset. Gary says there are fundamentally 6 things that he thinks about when it comes to mindset. Mindset, be positive / see the possibility. Have a mindset that you are going to make the recession work for you. Number 2, continually play offense. You don't need to have Pollyanna attitude, but people survive things, so you have to have a growth mindset and be one of those people. Don't think defensively, don't hunker down. You won't thrive up to that recession if you play defense. So don't sit around, talk about how hard things are, see the possibilities, take action. Number 3, listen more than ever. Go ask questions. What do you know what do you not know that you need to know? Go look around, find your book, talk with a competitor. Look outside your comfort zone. You need to see change as a strategy, not a threat. Most people's knee-jerk reaction is, I don't want to see change, but think and see change as an opportunity. No business model will last 50 years if it doesn't change. Don't run a lifestyle business, but manage a business to the income of the lifestyle you want. Number 5, focus on what you can control. Don't fight what you can't control. When you say the market is down 30%, ask yourself, and this one was one of my favorite, is there still enough transactions happening in the market for you to hit your goals? The answer is yes. If that's something, and that's something you can control. You can't control that the market's down 30%, if you don't need 100% of the market to hit your goals. And number 6, understanding what you can control becomes the foundation of positive action. Learn to live with certainty in uncertain times. There's 3 time zones: past, present, future. The past is certain, it's already happened. The immediate, which is the present, is certain, it's happening now. The only thing that isn't certain is your future, and you can control that. So I just thought that was awesome. And it's just kind of a brief of what came out of those two guys this morning, listening to that. So I'm just gonna tell you, go out, if you don't have it yet, think like a CEO of the podcast, on Spotify, on Apple Music, on everything that you would put it on. If you're not yet, I know how to download a podcast. I was pretty impressed with myself. The only thing I have done. But I want you guys to go in and listen to it, and then I want you to go, we'll have something posted on Facebook, and an email will come out for you to kind of give us your input on when is the best, Tuesday or Wednesday, and kind of morning or afternoon, and let's put together a podcast club and like a book club, and do the same thing, where each week you will listen to it on Monday, and then we can discuss it either Tuesday or Wednesday as a group. The idea will be to have 99% of that in person, because I think we get much better traction. But we also want to have that opportunity to, we'll open it up so much to Zoom, but really I think a group like this is what we need to be successful. Get out of your comfort zone, come in, do this, and make that change and make those things happen.
We get a t-shirt like you have on.
If you're tempted to buy one, you sure can.
You can get them online. I think.
So the new t-shirt, for anybody who knows the last couple of years, if I'm not on that, but it's being live, I will immediately text somebody who's in the group. Last year it was Ian and Jason, and they had no clue what I was trying to text to them when I was saying, run now, run to the bookstore. I'm ready to do it when we were talking, but I still want you to get up if you want to get that text to me and run to the bookstore.
I still don't know what t-shirt that was.
Temp right now, but they never got it. It's sold out in 2 minutes. And they only certain t-shirts. They only were beginning. I know, so was I, and I lost it. But they only make a few of them at the very beginning, so I know already what this year's is gonna be. So Gary's gonna come out wearing it, and I'm gonna get it. Once she wants.
So the other thing we've learned about Gary's t-shirts as Family Reunion and Mega Camp go on, whatever is not selling, he puts that one on that day so they can sell it.
No, actually.
Jason has some strategic.
This year's $1 million mark. First, that's something with the Buffalo, because that was the other thing is this year's him is charged. The t-shirt will probably have a buffalo and a lightning bolt, but Buffalo lean into a coming disaster, and they run through it. They can't control the storm, so to be the buffalo, they charge the storm. You can't outrun it, so if you hunker down, you become defenseless. The fastest way is to turn and run through it, run towards it. Oh, and that's what his goal is for this year. So I can guarantee you, it's gonna be a t-shirt with a buffalo. So there's the answer to the question. If you want one of the cool t-shirts, Peter. All right. Sorry. You guys listened to that? You're all jazzed up after you listen to it. It was seriously awesome. I don't know, other things that I sometimes am just like kind of, you know, cruising through and I see things, but how many people are part of the 20%? Or even know what that is? Because sometimes it's kind of like a bummer when nobody in the room knows. No, this is literally, and I will send you guys the link, but it is weekly advice for top real estate professionals, always actionable, often insightful, never boring, and it's not. Jay Poppleton puts this together, so it's 99% that's from him. Sometimes he'll have somebody else like James Shaw or somebody in there, you know, that he's taking quotes from, but they're just articles that you get, that'll get sent to you. You can go, if you've never done it, you can go in and do some of the past as well, do past issues. It is awesome information. It is relevant information. It is helpful information. If you're not getting it now, I highly suggest that when I send you that link, you sign up for it so that you're getting it. It is, they're great. So I really recommend reading. Here's my friend Sean, so you kind of talk about this.
So just really wants to build from where you're it helps improve your downline. I have a bunch of graphics ready to go. If you want them, you know, customized with your base, your information, we can totally do that. But we're just looking for some extra help with your day.
So what your coaches would like is they would like to see you guys posting on your social media, starting every team meeting. That you're grabbing a graphic or you're doing a reel and you're posting about something that's, you know, whatever, relevant to whatever. But at this point, we're asking to get some posts on career night. We've got one coming up tomorrow night. We would love to get some posts out there. That seems to be when we have the most traction, is when we see our people posting on things and then people are coming in, or when we see somebody bring an agent directly into career night, and then we see it go. So we're just asking that everybody really start doing that. And as Sean said, he's got graphics that he can give you. Please feel free to create your own. But we'd love to see, you can go onto our page, whenever you see posts on our external page, those are shareable. If you want to share that on your page and talk about it. The internal ones, they might be the same that are on that external. We just say don't share those internal because those are ones that are personal and private. But we're super excited about it, so. All right. So that was on. All right, Overdrive. I think this is gonna be another quick. I think so. Yeah. Oh, no. She knows it. She knows it. Oh, she'll go to hers. Okay. My biggest fear with someone else sits at my computer and they log me out.
In 2023, Keller Williams turns 40.
And
sometime-
if we have time, because that was what it wanted. So, okay. So I'm not sending the video in there. So, all right, shift into overdrive tomorrow, or I'm sorry, Thursday, 9 to 2. This is what Matt Green, Jason Abrams, and Mark King right now are training the country, and they're holding those three in all the different regions. This is in our region. It's tomorrow, Cedars, or Thursday, Cedars Hall, 9 to 2. You want to be there. You want to see this. So I'm really hoping that you are going. It's free. The region has paid for it. I can't tell you enough. If you saw James Shaw, you know how great and amazing that opportunity was. They're not talking about command. It's not, it's great. And it's a great thing. If you've got a recruit that's at all thinking of you, grab them, bring them, register them. Register, we're still gonna let you in the door. But it just helps for numbers. But 9 to 2, Cedars Hall, please, 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 guys. Let's be the market center that just shows it up and we show up, and this will help set your year into.
What is the perk?
Cedars Hall, I don't know if they're finished.
Does anyone know? It looks
What?
like there's a lot.
I think they're holding it there to be.
What was your question?
Because they do weddings and everything.
Cedars Hall, there's tons of parking.
Be very surprised.
Both sides of the building.
Needs to be both there.
Park on the north side of the building, get there early.
Be very surprised if you go down the street or block.
No, it's a surface lot.
But there's a lot.
Yeah. They used to do one.
Good, keep moving. Thank you. Yeah. Color of real estate. Again, I'm gonna send something up. We can get it free, 2 hours. ARIA is hosting it, the Asian Real Estate Association of America is hosting it February 9th, as a Zoom option. We can try and do a watch party here.
Did you say pre-CE?
Yeah, 2 hours. So I'm going to send it out and find out what our gauge our interest level. And if I know that we can get like 10 people, then I will tell Julia to book our room, because I know individually normally you have to register. So I may still have to have you register individually, but then we can do it as a watch party together. We've been wanting to bring it into the market center, so this is a great opportunity for the Color of Real Estate with Julia Lachey. Rosie Awards. Here's your hand. Don't forget. And charts have, they have the report that shows the color of state in there. But yes, we're going with the Wabasha Creek Caves, Roaring 20s theme. So get your outfit, get your date, get ready. It's gonna be an amazing event.
Great place. Great location.
And we're even doing cake.
Google Sheet.
And then you'll just put your stuff in there. And then we know. You should have, if you just fill your name in. Oh. All right, spring cleanup junk day for your client event. You got the graphics, so you can Sean, if you sign up. Sean is invited to the duck event. It'll run through the parking lot. We're going to have the shredding guy. We're going to have the dumpsters for their junk. And we're going to have the electronic disposal as well, for TVs, computers. And then, who knows, we might add a few other little things in there. Sonia from Pack of Artists should be there. So 150 single agent, 350 teams. Sign up, you guys. This is every year, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger because I hear clients love the opportunity, especially at that time of year, kind of early spring to just drive through. And they, when we say they dump their junk, they dump their junk. So there will be a few restrictions this year. Mattresses and tires, since we really struggle getting rid of those, not get a lot of money for that. But make sure you get that out on your social media, add that 336 touch, get it out there for your clients. All right, and now, wonderful, amazing panel is going to come up and speak with our group. So I've got Steve Highland, Paul Olson, Jason Koenig, Glenn Francis, Peter Miller. Yep.
Cares.
Hey, you didn't get a pillow.
Oh,
He's in surgery.
the season date.
So, yeah.
Way back.
Jam ball.
Except for this group, right here. All right, so our people,
I'm honored to be up here.
obviously, you're hearing it from the.
And you, here, give me a question. Do it.
Some people like it. We just want to take it, that can be anything. So we're actually just gonna kind of open it up for them to come to let them talk a little bit first. I'd love them to just kind of tell us a little bit about themselves, how long you've been in business. And then kind of go into your conversations of really maybe how you lead gen, why you lead gen, why you think it's so important. How often you do it, whatever it's doing for you, if you've seen a difference, which really sparked my conversation when I was talking with this one. As well as a newer agent last night was here. And unfortunately, because he's been lead genning, he couldn't make today's event. One of the things he said when I said, oh my gosh, you should be on our panel tomorrow. He's like, oh, I love it. I said, 9:30. And he's like, oh, that's late at night. No, that. He's like, oh, because of my lead gen. And I was like, oh, well, this is awesome. So we're gonna kind of let you guys kick it off. We'll start. All right,
Start with Steve.
guy in white.
It's rude to point at people.
I went with Will.
Because you're ready?
Sure.
Okay, go. Go. I just switched the rules. Sorry, Carrie. Because Pete is ready. I'm ready.
Peter's already.
Thanks, Jason.
I'm always ready. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing in real estate. You got to be ready all the time. The conversations you have on real estate or just building relationships with people. Usually because they know you're in real estate, go to that real estate conversation all the time. I'm Peter Hiller. I was just invited up here today. I haven't thought of anything to talk about. So, and that's from what, 1978? Let's get a new picture up there. So yes, I came to Keller in 2006. So I've been here a while. And I love it. I have a team, it's just my son and I and a cyberbacker right now. We've done different things over years and this is, I think, this runs the best. And as far as lead gen, I sometimes that word always kind of made me a little nervous. And I'm calling people and thinking it's just for lead gen. I'm more of a personable type person. I call and have conversations. And like I said, when I started, then it usually leads to what's going on in the real estate market. right? I love that question. What's going on in the real estate market? I'll bet you're really happy right now. Last year, right, they were all saying that. Well, I bet you're really happy.
No, it's. How's your business?
Yeah, they do. It's like, yeah, they get this.
Poor agent, I'm so sorry for
Yeah, are you still in real estate?
Well, and I think that's a fun conversation right now, and I know I'm.
It is.
Going off to politics a little bit. I'm Jason Koenig. I'm co-owner of the Odd Couple team over on Grand Avenue. We did 350 plus transactions last year, but I love getting that question now more than last year because how I take that question, they're like, wah, wah. And I tell them I'm excited about this market. This market is a huge opportunity for me and my team to get to build better relationships with our clients. As you
Yeah,
said,
that's how I present.
because listings are on the market a little bit longer, things are still moving. And what's so great is there's a big percentage of agents who will have that victim mentality and choose to get out of the industry because it's harder. We actually have to lead gen. And that's our opportunity to take market share. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Paul's success, Thor's, Pete's. We're excited about this.
Yeah.
If we connect with our people right now,
There you go.
if we connect with our people and do lead gen to build those relationships, we're gonna survive this storm and we're gonna thrive.
I want to add something really quick, because you also said something really important. When you just said you should connect with people, that's what it's about. Peter, when you said about lead gen, like that term, if you don't like the term, or like, you can call it something else.
Change it up.
Call it, yeah.
Well, and another thing I think with lead gen, whatever that means to you, it doesn't have to mean you're door knocking 8 hours a day or you're sitting and pounding out phone calls. Lead gen, I look at it like a stool. You need 3 legs for a stool to be sturdy, right? So what are those 3 things you really like to do where you can connect with people and potentially get business? I go out and drop off cookies at people's offices and make 15 connects at one stop.
How awesome, yeah.
And that gets me referrals. It just does, because people are like, oh, we're looking at buying a house and you
doesn't
just stopped in the other day. That was really
To
cool.
their office, right?
Yeah, do it to their office so you can get a tour and get to know people.
And when you leave everything. Right.
One of my other school legs is just connecting with business owners and developing relationships with business owners because they know a lot of other people. I'm not going to pick up the phone and just call. I'm terrified of that. And I do 8 to 10 million a year.
Anybody else here? When I first started out in the business, I thought lead gen was you had to pick up the phone, call someone and get a listing. Like, boom, boom, and that was it, right? Like in 5 minutes. And if it didn't happen, I was like, oh, that didn't work.
Right.
And then I had a mindset change when I was about 3 months in the business. It's like relationship.
And it's about staying consistent, whatever those things are.
Continue to do
them day after day after day. You can't say, well, I did an open house and I didn't pick up any business. That doesn't work. You need to stay consistent and do it week after week and run into the same potential buyers and it'll work. You need to consistently do cookie drops. You need to consistently meet with business owners, whatever it is. It's consistency. I mean,
one of the things I do to pick up on what both of these guys are saying as a specific, I totally stole this idea a while ago, is I do what I call, excuse me, a 4x4 every day. 4x4, well, what's that? That is 4 handwritten notes. And I put an example of a 3x5 note card and 4 handwritten notes, just thanking somebody or happy birthday or happy new year, or it was great to run into you. So four handwritten notes every single day. It takes about 20 minutes max in a stamp. So I do that. That's a consistent, do those every day. And also, as I pick up on these guys, I also do 4 different phone calls every day. Lead gen. Well, it's really a conversation, I think, with both Jason and Peter talking. It's not about, hi, this is Steve, would you like to buy a house today? It's really more, how are you? I call Michelle and I go, Michelle, and how's Kyler and Ellie doing? It's a conversation. And I think out of courtesy, if nothing else, they'll say, well, how do you do it? And then that's a door that we want to open, we're going to continue with. So 4 notes, 4 phone calls, 4 emails every day. And these are the people I know, these are not strangers. And there's also 4 text messages I do. So it's a 4x4. I do it every day. And I put that down. These are the first things I do every day, like between 8:30 and 10. So that 4x4 is a pretty good thing.
So what I'm hearing, Steve, is you put that in your calendar and that's one of the first things you do every
You're
day.
exactly right. So I'm sitting here with a piece of paper, and this is really my own business plan for every day for the entire year. And it has to do with exactly what Jason said. I write that down in my calendar, and it's a 4x4. Takes an hour and a half or 2 max, and that is very valuable. The other is I get as a suggestion, because it's worked for me, and I stole this idea many years ago too, and I've seen this guy do it a lot, and that's to get involved actively in your own community. You are a start there, I know you are. And I've taken that idea from my original broker, where I started many years ago, to get real active and get visible in your community. And I've done that a lot. And this just happened, honest to God, yesterday. I was at Blunt's grocery store. This is only an example. And a very nice checkout person happens to be the daughter of a guy that I've known forever. So I've known her a little bit. And Steve, how are you? Her name was Melissa. Melissa, how are you doing? How's your family? And I'm in the grocery store. And she said to me yesterday afternoon, my mom and dad are thinking about selling their house. They are, and it's a beautiful 4-bedroom house in Highland Park. And I've known the mom and dad a little bit too. What am I talking about? It's just a matter of, again, what this guy said, just get into relationships, whether it's one-on-one. So I do the 4x4, I do that every single day. And also kind of like what Jason was talking about, I make sure I make what I call a pop by. What does that mean? That means I at least pop by at least 1 business a day, just simply to say, how you doing? I don't bring cookies. I may steal that idea. But
We're both going to steal your idea with cookies.
that's what this is about. So,
Business for all of us.
and it is. And again, as both these guys have said, it's a lot about, you kind of read through the lines, you guys, it's a lot about referrals. A lot about doing business by referrals. There's a flyer on your table. That's a piece of it that I use. I'm a subscriber to an organization called the Fenian Company. And so as my monthly subscription, I get, I think it's 50 or 75 little note cards, each of which, again, depending on the month and the time of the year, has a little different spin on what that caption might be on the front. And then I also get leave with 75 of those flyers, and that one is relevant because it's why I do business by referral. So if we're talking about for this topic today, kind of the unusual nature of this market, it's not. Again, I'm going to copy what Jason said. Take advantage of what a lot of other, I will say, our fellow realtors might be walking around in a dark place right now that I just can't do it. And yes, you can. There's plenty of business out there. We sell a commodity that everybody wants. We all need food, clothing, and shelter. We sell shelter.
Okay, so I'm not as good with the personal stuff. I'm not warm and fuzzy. You all know that.
That's why you're up here. They all
We have a different perspective. That's what's great about it.
So I have an incredible past client base. And I have to remind myself that those are people that like, know, and trust you. So this year we made a conscious effort that I was going to up my Google presence. That sounds so basic. You can get a Google business little blurb for free. And then you got to ask people for reviews. A reference, it's not referrals, what is it? Reviews. Thank you.
Speaking of warm.
That is so uncomfortable for me. But I started with people that want to see you succeed. If you call someone that maybe you sold a house to 2 years ago, because, you know, maybe I haven't called them in between, and just, hey, how are you doing? I'm trying to up my Google presence. Do you mind helping me? And send them the link. I haven't had anyone say no. There's been a couple that maybe haven't done it, but I haven't had anyone say no. And the conversation usually then morphs into how's business? And boy, yeah, you know, do you know anyone that wants to buy or sell? Those are not phone calls I usually make. Sorry. So that has been outside my comfort zone. It's been kind of fun to challenge myself to do it. And hold, a week ago, we scheduled 3 appointments off Google Call. Last week we did 1. I think we've got 1 listing for sure coming up. One that we just did the second time yesterday. I got to check with my brother and see how that one went. Picked up, we got 1 buyer approved with one of my other teammates. I wasn't expecting that. We'll share though, the page, or we did it as 2. We did 1 Google with like the team, and then I did 1 Google that's me. And me is performing.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have a better name up by where I live. It's not as saturated as it is here. So we're getting all the appointments off the me one. The team one's getting more reviewed, and it's kind of, I wish I understood the SEO part of it better, or the Google part of it. But there's no charge and it's working. Also, you all know that you get Inman News as part of your dues, right? They've had some fabulous articles. A week ago, they had like 10 free places to sign up for leads, where it's free to sign up, but there's a referral fee. So how I told my team, that's not sexy money, but it might be appreciated when you need it.
Great example. How many of you guys are familiar with what Lynn's talking about? Inman News. Okay. It's really, I've heard this, and I think it's a pretty good definition. Inman News is a little bit like the Wall Street Journal of real estate. I mean, it's supposedly a very neutral.
We do every morning.
Right. I mean, it really is good. And again, as Lynn's talking about, subscription to that, please, you're right. I think it's free. It's free. I think you can get a little bit broader thing for a few bucks a month or something like that, but it's free. So look into Inman News.
The Fridays and Saturdays posts that came out was 9 posts. You know, they'll have 9 different topics. Of that 9, 6 were on why social media and how that's going to be, what it's going to do in different information about it. So definitely.
Yeah, pick up on that. And I'm curious, how many of you guys are active, or at least even a little bit active on social media? Not surprised, but go there. I'm looking right at Michelle, because Michelle's been in the business just about a minute or two, week or two. And I was very impressed as an example on what she did over the weekend. She had an open house or 2, and she's very poised as a presenter. Not that you have to be that, but she is. And I just thought it was terrific. And so find a way, if you're not real familiar or comfortable as to what to do to present you in this time period, learn that. Find somebody who's really, really adept at using social media in your business. Promise you will raise.
I want to piggyback on that, Steve. One thing I've done in the past, and I've incorporated this year, I kind of got off it. And it's super simple. I know Facebook is maybe not the top place anymore to go and do social media. However, I go in every morning and I like 10 people's posts, just the thumbs up, comment on 5 people's things. And my goal is to at least every other day do a post to get interaction. It shouldn't be all about real estate at all. Maybe every other, switch it up, but I'm getting engagement and interaction with people I haven't maybe seen since grade school. My 8th grade teacher referred me her daughter to sell her house and buy a new house. I had people from high school reach out who I hadn't talked to in 30 years. And without social media and without me just being out there and present, and I'm knowing I'm a real estate agent, knowing I'm being philanthropic, knowing I'm doing that, I wouldn't have gotten that business.
And how long does that take?
10 minutes. I go to Lifetime every morning and I do a run, and then I'll literally sit in the sauna and sweat and do that.
You know, the reality is probably most people in here are doing some version of that anyway. So it's just.
Yeah, so it's about being purposeful.
Yeah, I mean, purpose. That by the way, it's called 10 by 1. It's 10 likes and 5 comments in 1 post.
Of course you have the name for it.
I'm sitting here, I was trying to think.
They said he can't help him.
We talk about like organizations and groups that you're active in. My daughter shows horses. I used to be a lot more active in it, but everyone still knows I'm the show mommy. She's like an adult now. She's bought her own horse trailer. I sold mine. Very exciting. Anyway, I always kid that my horses they're paying for themselves every year. Because every year, someone from the horse group uses us for real estate, because you can't sit in a bleacher for 3 hours and not answer your phone. Everyone kind of hears what you do. But I found it really fun. My daughter did an open house and did a cute video and everything, and really outside her comfort zone. She didn't share it hardly at all. I shared it on my page into our horsey group. She is part of a private little horsey group. Wow, did that ever get some response? And all I did is my mini me, I'm so proud. And that was it. I mean,
So it's an organization that everybody, not or many, many people connect you with the horse.
I mean, it's probably a very close group. You know, and these women have money. We're like the paupers on.
So I want to jump in. I've carefully bided my time. I'm Paul with the Odd Couple team.
Nice to meet you.
Tell us.
Well, this is strategic though, because I can talk about where the bulk of my business comes from, and it is Sphere. Last year I had 19 Sphere referrals closed and 5 past client transactions. So that's 24 deals just passively, although I do pour into my Sphere, that is a focus. But I want to shift the narrative slightly, because we can sit here and talk about ideas to generate business for days. We could all sit up here, we could shift seats, and we could come up with a huge checklist from the ceiling to the floor of 1,000 ideas. That's not really what it's about, in my opinion, especially as a new agent. I really think that real estate is simple, not easy. So the simple part is figuring out what to do. Okay, that is ludicrously simple. We are humans who need shelter, and in order to transact in shelter, you need a realtor for the most part, right? 98% of people use a realtor when they transact real estate or move. That's simple. How do you connect with people and build a relationship? Because eventually they will move. That is the simplest thing in the world. Where it's hard, again, real estate is simple, not easy. Where it's hard is having the energy, having the grit to continue doing it on a daily basis. So what Steve said is brilliant. It's an example of many different approaches you could use, but the concept is to make something bite-sized, like the book Atomic Habits preaches about. Your 4x4 is 16 potential touches per day, 5 days a week. That's 80. That's 4,000 touches a year. 1% of that is a ton of deals, and you're just grinding away. That's what makes it brilliant. But the actual action, the activity itself, is the simplest thing on earth. Hey, it's Steve. I just wanted to see if you ever got that porch finished. Maybe I'll drop by sometime with a bottle of wine. Hope you're doing well. Mail, right? It can be, that's 20 seconds, right? So I would challenge everyone to get over the idea that figuring out ideas on how to generate business is your focus. Not. Gary Keller himself said a quote that stuck with me for a while. He said, your success is directly linked to the likelihood in which you do things you know you should do, but don't want to do. So in other words, you know what you should do, you just don't feel like it, but you do it anyway. He said, that's the key to success.
I love that, Paul. And I think to piggyback on that, much like Steve does those things first thing in the morning before he does anything else. You spend an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then you know what? Then you can play office the rest of the day. We as real estate agents love to play office and make pretty flyers and think we're making something super important. That's dumb. That is dumb. The Odd Couple team was built 20 years ago by Shane, doing black and white printouts on AstroBright paper or just bringing his business card and door knocking. It is simple. Just whatever you do, pick that one thing and do it every day for an hour and a half or 2 hours like Steve. I mean, seriously, stop making it complicated. Stop chasing shiny objects. You don't need Boomtown. You don't necessarily need 72 sold. You don't need to make a big shiny brochure.
You don't need a.
Get out and make a relationship every single day. It's that easy.
You want a shiny brochure, Sean can do it. We have that.
Yeah.
He can do it.
But when you're starting out, don't make it complicated. Don't spend all kinds of money. Just get out there, build relationships with the people you know. Take action.
Our team, we preach the 3 legs of the stool thing. That's my brother's. What are your 3 legs? And no ones are the same.
No, they don't have to be, but do them every day.
That's just us getting in our own way. Overthinking processes. What should I do? You know, like just pick something simple and do it. Take any market center sold listing and go door knock the surrounding 80 houses. Hey, I just want to let you know how that went and what the market is looking like. Do you have a few seconds to chat? Do you mind if I come in? Or call people you know. Do you own a phone? Do you have people on earth that you know? Call them. Hey, just checking in on you to see if you heard that such and such happened in the market. Or such and such is coming out tomorrow in the news, and that's one marker. I don't know.
It makes me so frustrated when a new agent says, well, I know I'm supposed to make 20 connects a day, but I called them my sphere. I'm done and I still have 3 months before I can call them again. Awesome. Get out and meet more people. Not that hard. Not hard. Go to the grocery store, go meet a business owner. Go door knock, whatever. There's so many things you can do, but just pick 3.
Yeah.
Don't make it complicated and don't do something different every day.
I do a lot with veterans, but that means you have to actually like participate with them, not just sell to them. So once a month at 6 in the morning, I'm serving pancakes and scrambled eggs.
Good for you.
It is not my
Great idea.
favorite thing to do.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
And but, you know what? Year and a half, I bet everyone that's a regular there knows I sell real estate.
That's awesome.
Well, think about it this way, would you rather go and knock on doors or serve pancakes? Because it's
December,
the same,
December, I wasn't there because we had our Santa event here.
yep,
And in January, people asked me how that went.
yep.
And I was like, okay, this is starting to get cool,
Yeah.
but it's taken a while. It means going to the cemetery and putting the flags in and cleaning the gravestones and going to a monthly meeting, volunteering up at the school when they do patriotic things.
Great examples.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds fun to be. And that's the beauty, if that's not your thing, you can choose some other thing. You have to have a thing. You have to have-
Make it easy on yourself. I host wine tastings. I do 4 to 6 a year because
Oh, yeah.
that's what about me. Yeah, for some reason, just because I've been a wine enthusiast for 12 years.
Great idea.
Well, it's something you're passionate about and you're sharing it with other people, kind of like what you're doing with your investor seminars now too.
Yeah,
So
you
you can find a way to bring value.
Yeah, things that you're passionate about, right? If you can find something you're passionate about, and you like it, or something you just like to do, and you can do that for a lead gen activity, right? It's not even work, it's not, you're just being who you are.
Jason, don't you guys, or haven't you guys in the past get involved in your areas with the summer cookout, the neighborhood?
So we do a lot of things. That's a very exclusive group. That is just the 5, 6 neighbors around our building. And we're getting business owners involved, though. We're having guest celebrity judges from the restaurants on Grand Avenue.
Ooh, nice.
Judges, so we're getting more people involved.
Good idea.
But on Steve's thing, and Lynn got me kind of all jazzed about all our.
I would go to always for an idea. That's
That's my passion. I have a passion, me and Laura Duddingston, probably on the team.
this is a great one.
The most, we have a passion for giving back. Like that's just our thing. And a lot of this started during COVID. We had some agents who really wanted to still door knock and get out there and be in front of people. And I'm like, you guys, we cannot be knocking on each other's or residents' doors when the whole world is shut down. We don't want that reputation. So how did we shift that? I'm like, how can we shift that? And I looked at Shane one night and I'm like, well, what if we did a food drive to help all the people who are in need during this time? We can still get our brand on people's doors, but we're not knocking on the doors. We're not interacting with people, but we drop the bag on Tuesday and we pick the bag up on Friday. There's no human interaction because of COVID. We don't want to be spreading that. And our logo still hits, we have 18 agents plus 3 administrative staff. So we have 21 people, each doing 100 bags. We can hit 2,100 neighbors in our farm area every single week and do good for others.
Good.
So we did it and it was amazing. Our agents got involved. Some of them brought their kids, so their kids got to learn about philanthropic giving. I still get calls. We're calling you to list our house because you do so much good for the community. So between the food drive for Ronald McDonald House and Keystone Community Services, Laura does a coat drive every year at Christmas. Steve mentioned for National Night Out, what we do is we sponsor people's grill packs. So we again let people know via social media and some door knocking and flyering and stuff like that. But if you are registered for National Night Out and you go to our website and register, we'll do a grill pack that we get at Costco. It costs us about $45 per neighborhood. We do about 35 to 50 a year. But then in addition to them coming to our office to pick up that grill pack, we know what block they're on. We go out and visit, we divvy our team up and we go visit all of those parties. Every party has like 50 neighbors. So you just made 50 contacts in 10 minutes.
And they're thanking you.
And they're thanking us because we did something to create community, which what do we do in real estate? We sell houses where people live and create a community. So we're helping with that.
And I love your coat drive too that you guys do. And roughly how many coats per season do you, is Laura? I think it's kind of her deal.
That's Laura's deal. I think, Paul, you remember, was it about 700?
We were doing 6s and 7s, and I think, didn't she break 1,000?
During COVID, she broke 1,700.
Oh,
No, at that time, we had a client on River Road who had a shopping habit and passed away, and
so that was 300 of them.
that was 250 high-end coats with the tag still on.
Oh, it looks like Jen has a question.
I was saying, I know Isaac had one as well. Then online?
I think, did you want to go? And
Yeah, so thinking about your competitive nature, were there any points in your career where you saw a growth, explosion in your growth, but there was a summit, some sort of summit that you wanted to go after, that you targeted, that helped you get to that explosive growth? Like, was there another team within the market center that you saw and you targeted and said, I'm gonna beat that team? Or was there another team in your market area or in the neighborhood or within that you might have not gone after?
I think you're asking all of us. I mean,
Yeah,
really,
one of
a lot of things that the Highland team does is a little bit of a copycat of what these guys have done. And I mean that in a compliment, because there's a lot of things that Jason and his team have done really, really well. But my daughter Meg, who I think most of you guys know or know of, Meg is really all over purposely on Facebook and other social media. She does a great job with that. And also, as Jason said, it doesn't have to be, hi, I'm Steve Highland. I want to talk about this house. It is Meg is on there, I think, almost every day. Most of it has nothing to do with real estate. It's an opportunity for people to see her, that she's active. And, oh yeah, that's Megan. She's in the maybe that's subtle for a 30-second blast. So she's really good.
Isaac, one of the things that I think you missed at the beginning, I don't know if you were online when you were coming in, but we talked about, so we're going to do a podcast book club. And that's one of the things Gary talked about in the podcast yesterday is get out of your comfort zone, run into the store, ask your competitors. Don't reinvent it. When you see somebody else is doing it, and it's great. If that's your goal.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. if that's your goal, I want to get here. Right here.
Is there something there that, I mean, there's 5 different personalities, 5 different auras, right? 5 different styles, and so, but you know, I'm looking for a pattern that I might be able to come.
I can guarantee if you ask to sit down one-to-one with any one of these people, they will give you what they've done, how they've done it, copies of what it is. I mean, anybody in Keller Williams, that's the one, great thing I think, and have that,
And I'll be
Retail.
for compete against myself, not against someone else.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Set your own.
I would absolutely say the same thing. I think the Odd Couple team or Shane and I, or really any of our agents as well, our biggest competitor is ourselves because we can't get out of our own way. Now, when it comes to looking at someone, I think the key within Keller Williams especially is if you look at someone and want to emulate what they're doing, you can reach out to them. Back in 2009, when I joined this market center, Shane was already here and I joined Shane. I would say literally, I looked at the Corby team and was like, I want to be like that.
Example.
And you mentioned Meg being a social media guru, which I believe 100%. It's funny. I think Shane stole, Meg always posts funny real estate photos. Shane stole that from her, not in a bad way, but like they both do
I'll
that.
send you an invoice.
That's fine.
That's probably would.
But I,
Living room thing.
yeah, but I think the Keller Williams culture especially, which I think is very unique, I never worked within another brokerage. Shane did, and I know the culture was very different where he used to work, where here, like, if someone does our food drive or if someone does whatever it is, serves at Ronald McDonald House, I don't look at that as a bad thing. That's great. That's good for everyone. Yeah.
Shane and Jason here, I don't know if you remember this, but I joined in 2012. And you guys were 2 of the people that right away, you guys in Corby's were super helpful. And I was updating my buyer packet. And then you guys were like, oh, just come back here if you want to take these. And you gave me yours and I just pretty much RM'd it. I sent it to every single person I ever met. So that's within, I was here for a few days and that was the response.
Great example.
Yeah, I think it's good to have goals and set goals. And I mean, you did mention our competitive nature, and there are me and Travis Olson have a very fun relationship. Oh, God. So yeah, you always want to set your eyes or your sights on that next level. If you're not setting your eyes and your sights on that next level, you're not growing.
And the shift is no excuse. We have the Bible instruction manual written by our founder, one of the most successful men in real estate in history. And the shift is a gift, they say. It starts out with, personal budgeting and all this other stuff that's sort of granular detail. But the bigger picture that we focus on, Isaac, which is to me a little bit competitive, is that a good chunk, if the shift sustains itself for any period of time, a good chunk of our competition will evaporate, or we will absorb them and retrain them to be better. So either way, we're not concerned about surviving. So that goes to mindset. I have no interest in surviving. I'm not like to survive. I want to thrive. And if the market has shifted 30%, no problem. I will work 30% harder or more efficient or hire 15% of what I do out. Stack my time. There is always a way.
All right, well, we're going to expect, I know that we have a couple people that have to be somewhere. So we are gonna end our panel now. Unless he has one more
Can I
thing.
say one?
Yeah.
thing?
I know you.
Of course. I don't like to talk.
He's speaking for all of us.
I really, and I mentioned this earlier, but I challenge each and every one of you to pick those 3 legs on your stool and stay consistent this year. If you do that, you are going to grow your business. You're gonna grow personally, you're gonna grow professionally, and you're gonna be able to do things in your life that you can't currently do today. Because you have the income to do so. And I know each one of you can do that. And the other thing, I've talked to several people who have made comments about how are you guys doing with your 2 office spaces? Are they always empty? I suppose your agents are always gone. And it's funny because my response is always, well, no, we've created a culture of prospecting, no matter what that prospecting is. But we're in the office. There are always people in the office 9 to 4 every single day, prospecting at some level, doing their 3 things. And that is why they're being successful and they're going to weather this storm. And I challenge you guys in this room to be in the market center and be purposeful.
I just want to add one thing. Sorry, another thing. Your 3 legs on the stool, master them. Don't just say, I'm going to do open houses and open a door every weekend.
No.
You know, for a couple of them in the area, so you preview them, you know, previews are allowed. We used to do those. You know, connect with a lender, find out, you know, they'll call Brand something. We've got 2 great lenders in the office. They have something on what the payments will be. Go there looking for the opportunity to help someone else get into a home. And I always tell people when I don't do as many opens as I used to, but I carry a clipboard. My dad always said, whoever has a clipboard is in charge. I carry. And register in for your information because I have a hard time reading other people's handwriting. And you know what? And if I'm working with another agent, awesome. What is their name? You know?
Oh, I love seeing them stumble out.
If they do that, I say it's, I want to let them, I usually don't keep them trying to guess. I'll just-
Now they can leave feedback for.
Yep.
What?
And I know what, again, I actually want to,
One more thing too big.
for one, it's a quick exercise, and this goes to, everyone's talked about their sphere and relationships, right? So can someone open up your phone, what are your contacts, and tell me how many contacts are in there? I'm looking for a number of contacts, and if we, I mean, I think I have 1,100, something like that.
Like 24.
2,400? Okay, let's do this. Let's do 2,400. So someone tell me 2,400 times 0.6% is what we're looking for, right? So times 6%. Can anyone tell me what that number is? Okay, that's 144, right? Now let's look at, this is the number of transactions, potential minimum, just in your phone, right? So let's take 144 times the average commission per unit in this office, which is around 10 grand. What is that number?
1.4 million.
1.4 mil. Sitting in your
What are
phone.
we doing sitting here?
Performing, I got it.
That's powerful, right?
That's super powerful.
And it's under, it's right there all the time. The 6, many studies have shown that 6% of the population either are gonna have real estate know someone, or it's gonna be a close friend or a sibling, right? Numerous studies show that. So,
And that can turn into sort of a, I hate to use the word, an expectation. If there's someone in your database who's close to you, who knows, likes, trusts and respects what you do, and they haven't delivered a referral in 2 years, I might innocently bring that up the next time we're around, you know, like 80%.
Be innocent.
80% of the people you know are
we're gonna have a need, yeah, yep,
needs shelter.
yeah.
Yep.
It's powerful.
So my last thing where you guys, I'm out of here. I think it's super important. We do this within our team. Many of you use Matt Brown for your accountability, but have an accountability buddy. It's a lot easier to stay on task and do your 1.5 to 2 hours of prospecting or lead gen, whatever that is, if you keep yourself accountable to someone.
Keller will do it.
Even if that's a text message, hey, I'm done, every single day, hey, I'm done. And if you need an accountability buddy, I'm here.
I think we all are.
We all are, for sure.
How many really helpful, great information, useful? If your hand went up, you will assume you'll be here. Like this, that are team, more, I'm sure you're at, but we want to thank you guys, and I didn't realize. I didn't know we were supposed to do matching socks for the full panel, but only two. The odd couple have matching socks. You
Guys have really uniform.
guys,
Kind of a little bit of a you.
Sucks.
I hope that doesn't imagine, but.
Me too. I know what's up.
But I like you. Thank you guys.
Hey, way to go, man. Yeah.
It's looking right.